What if the most powerful part of a Formula One car was not the engine, not the tires, and not even the driver, but a piece of metal shaped like a bird's wing? It sounds surprising, but this single component has changed Formula One more than almost anything else. The wing helped cars go faster, made racing more dangerous, forced rule changes, and pushed engineers to rethink how air itself could be controlled. The story of Formula One's wing is a story of speed, risk, and constant reinvention. In the earliest days of Formula One, cars were simple machines. They had narrow bodies, exposed wheels, and no aerodynamic aids at all. Engineers believed speed came only from powerful engines and low weight. For a while, that worked. But as engines improved, another problem appeared. At high speeds, air flowed under the car and caused lift, much like an airplane taking off. Cars became unstable, especially in corners. Drivers struggled to keep control, and crashes became more common. Speed was increasing, but safety was falling behind. This problem led to a bold new idea. Engineers began to wonder if air could be used not as an enemy, but as a tool. By borrowing ideas from airplane design, teams experimented with wings placed on the car. These wings were flipped upside down so they pushed the car down instead of lifting it up. This created downforce, a force that pressed the tires into the track and increased grip. When the first wings appeared in the late 1960s, the results were immediate. Cars could take corners faster, brake later, and feel more stable. Formula One had found a new way to unlock speed. However, early wing designs were rushed and poorly understood. Teams mounted wings high above the car to catch more air, sometimes attaching them directly to the suspension. These tall wings looked dramatic, but they were fragile. Materials were weak, testing was limited, and safety rules were minimal. As cars raced faster, wings began to fail. Some collapsed under pressure, others snapped off completely during corners. When a wing broke, the car instantly lost downforce, and the driver lost control. Several serious crashes followed, shocking fans and officials alike. By 1969, Formula One realized it had a serious problem. Wings were making cars faster, but also far more dangerous. The sport stepped in with its first major aerodynamic rules. Wings had to be mounted lower, built stronger, and attached directly to the car's body. These changes reduced failures and saved lives, but they did not stop innovation. Instead, they forced engineers to think more carefully. Aerodynamics became a science, not just an experiment. Teams began shaping wings more precisely, learning how angles, curves, and surfaces affected airflow. As knowledge grew, wings became essential parts of car design. Front wings were used to control steering and front grip, while rear wings provided stability and balance. Engineers learned that the goal was not just maximum downforce, but the right balance between speed and control. Too much downforce slowed the car on straights. Too little made corners dangerous. Finding the perfect balance became one of Formula One's greatest challenges. In the late 1970s, engineers made another groundbreaking discovery. They realized that the bottom of the car could act like a wing as well. By shaping the floor and sealing the sides with skirts, teams created a low-pressure area underneath the car. This effect, called ground effect, produced massive downforce without relying on large wings. Cars suddenly felt glued to the track. Lap times dropped dramatically, and drivers could corner at unbelievable speeds. But once again, danger followed innovation. Ground effect cars were extremely sensitive. If airflow under the car was disturbed, even briefly, the downforce vanished. Cars could lose grip instantly and crash at very high speeds. Several serious accidents occurred, raising alarms across the sport. Formula One faced a familiar question: how fast was too fast? In the early 1980s, officials made a difficult decision. Ground effect floors were banned, and cars were required to have flat bottoms. This reduced downforce and slowed the cars, but it also improved safety. Many teams were angry, but engineers adapted quickly. With ground effect gone, attention returned to wings. Engineers now had to squeeze every bit of performance from aerodynamic surfaces above the car. Over the next few decades, wings became more advanced than ever. Front wings gained multiple layers, known as elements, which helped control airflow in precise ways. Rear wings were shaped to reduce drag while maintaining stability. End plates guided air around the tires, reducing turbulence. Even tiny details, sometimes just a few millimeters wide, could change lap times. Wings were no longer simple parts. They became complex systems designed to manage airflow across the entire car. In 2011, Formula One introduced another major innovation: the drag reduction system, or DRS. For the first time, a wing could move during a race. When a driver activated DRS, a flap in the rear wing opened, reducing drag and increasing straight-line speed. To keep racing fair, DRS could only be used in specific zones and only when a car was close to another. This change made overtaking easier and added strategy to races. The wing was no longer just about speed, it became a tactical weapon. Despite these changes, Formula One faced another challenge by the late 2000s. Cars had become so aerodynamically complex that they struggled to follow each other closely. The turbulent air from wings made it hard for trailing cars to maintain grip. Overtaking became rare, and races often felt processional. Fans wanted more action, and Formula One knew something had to change. In 2022, the sport launched one of the biggest redesigns in its history. New rules completely reshaped how wings worked. Designs became simpler, smoother, and more curved. Instead of pushing air outward, wings were designed to guide airflow upward and away from the car behind. This reduced dirty air and allowed cars to race closer together. The result was more wheel-to-wheel battles and more exciting races. Today, Formula One wings are engineering masterpieces. They are designed using powerful computers, advanced wind tunnels, and thousands of simulations. Engineers test countless versions to find tiny improvements. A small adjustment can mean the difference between winning a race or finishing last. Wings affect corner speed, tire wear, fuel efficiency, and overtaking ability. They quietly control nearly every part of a car's performance. The story of Formula One's wing is really the story of Formula One itself. It is a constant struggle between speed and safety, creativity and rules, risk and control. Every time engineers find a new way to go faster, the sport must decide how far is too far. From simple metal plates to moving aerodynamic systems, the wing has evolved alongside the sport. And the evolution is far from over. As technology improves and rules change, engineers will continue searching for new ways to control the air. In Formula One, the race is not only against other drivers, but against physics itself. And at the center of that battle, the wing remains king.